In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to use the Line and Arc tool in Adobe Illustrator CC. Go ahead and choose a preset for print, letter size paper, change your unit of measurement to inches or something you feel comfortable working with, change the title of your file to your name, Line tool, click Create, and now we can see we have our artboard here. To select the Line Segment tool, you can either click on the Line Segment tool or you can press the / key on the keyboard. That's the quick shortcut key that will take you to the Line Segment tool. The Line Segment tool allows you to draw lines. If you click and drag, it will allow you to draw. Now, as I'm drawing, you will notice a purple line appears. This is a smart guide letting me know I have reached the midpoint of this paper or of the artboard. If I drag down, again, I can see the midpoint of the artboard. When you release after dragging, you notice there's two squares and a circle. The squares are anchor points. You can click on these anchor points and you can move them. If you click just the anchor point, it will move just that. You can click on the line itself and you can move the line afterwards. And then you notice there's a center box that you can use for rotation and other things that we will explain at another time. While drawing a line, if you would like to have an exact line at an exact angle, when you're clicking and dragging, notice how there's a little gray box next to it that's telling you how long your line is and at what angle your line is sitting at. If you want your angle constrained to a 45-degree increment, press Shift on the keyboard and it will lock your line at 45-degree increments. So you can be at 0, 45, 90, 135, 180, 225, 270, 315, and 0 again. Another way you can draw a precise line is simply by clicking. If you click without dragging, this window pops up and you can enter in the length of your line as well as what degree you would like your line to be at. You select OK, and there's your line. So lines are pretty simple and you can do a lot of great things with them. Now I want to show you the Arc tool. If I click on the Arc tool, I can click and drag and this creates an arc. I can click and drag again and it creates an arc. So the Arc tool creates 2 points and curves in between the 2 points. Let's say that curve isn't exactly what I want it to be though. I can click here and I can press the up arrow and it's going to adjust the curve or the down arrow. Now as I'm dragging, notice my smart guides. The purple line is showing me when I'm at the bottom matched up with these or when I'm at the midpoint of that arc. I can use the Arc tool to draw other things such as a circle. If I wanted to draw a circle, I can click and drag down. I'm going to click and drag. Now my curve is facing the wrong way. I can press F on the keyboard to flip it. I'm going to draw a new arc, match it up with the guides, press F to flip it, try to get it out about the same size, and I can drag up and press F to flip it. So now I have drawn a rough circle. If I would like to get more precise with my circle, we have another tool that we will cover later called the Ellipse tool. But for right now, I would like to get more precise using the Arc tool. To get more precise, I'm going to go up to View, Show Grid, and now this has given me a nice grid of paper or a grid on my artboard that I can use to draw a more precise circle. So I can choose the angle I want this to be at. I line it up on these lines on the artboard. And there you can see I can use the grid to help me in my drawing. If I want to delete something, I can select on it and press the delete key, or I can drag a box around multiple selections and press the delete key. If the grid bothers you and it is too much, you can turn it off by going up to View, Hide Grid. You can also turn off the Smart Guides if you don't like seeing the extra purple lines. Go up to View, and you can uncheck Smart Guides, or you can press Command U. And now when I draw, I no longer have those Smart Guides aiding me or distracting me, depending on how you're drawing. Another tool that you can use in your design are rulers. You can turn on rulers by going up to View, Rulers, Show Rulers, and you can see I have a ruler at the top and at the side of my artboard. I can also turn these on or off by pressing Command R, and it will turn on or off the rulers. When you have the rulers turned on, you can click on the side on a ruler and drag over. In this case, I'm going to drag to 1 inch, and it puts this blue line here, and I'm going to click on the top ruler. It doesn't matter where on the top of the ruler I drag, and I'm going to drag down to 1 inch. So now I've created a 1 inch and 1 inch guide that I can use to draw. Now I'm drawing this line and I click off of it and it disappears. I'm going to draw a line again. Everything looks right. I click off of it and it disappears. What happens is sometimes your stroke will disappear, and I have noticed that sometimes when you use the ruler guides, it turns off your stroke. To fix this, all you have to do is select this right here, which is your stroke, double click, and make sure to give it a color. Now when you draw a line, it will now have a stroke applied. The lines that I drew a minute ago are still here, this one and this one. They just have no stroke applied to them. To see any lines that are drawn in your document without a stroke, you can press Command Y, which will turn it to outline mode, and this shows every line in here. It also gets rid of any color or line thickness or decoration, but will just show you all of the different lines that you have drawn. So now I can turn that off by pressing Command Y, and if I want these to get a stroke on them, I press Command Y, I select this one. I want to select both at the same time, so I hold the Shift key and I've selected both. I'm going to press Command Y, come down here, add a stroke, click OK, and now I have the stroke. If you do not like your ruler guides, you can also turn them off. Go up to View, Guides. You can hide them, which will just make them invisible for the moment. View, Guides, Show Guides. Or you could go to View, Guides, and you can clear them all together. Now there's some other tools that you can use down here. I'm not going to go through them, but feel free on your own to explore what they are. Let me clear this guide. Going to delete these. I selected them and I pressed the delete key. Now your assignment is to create some sort of recognizable scene or object using only the line segment tool and only the arc tool. Once you have finished creating your scene, you're going to upload it to Google Classroom for me to grade. One thing I want to point out though, while you're drawing, if you want to move your line, for example right here, I would like to move this line. If I press the space bar and I have not let go of my mouse, I can move this where I want it to be. So again, while you're drawing a line, press the space bar and you can move it where you want it to be. Go ahead and create some sort of recognizable object or scene using only the line segment tool and the arc tool and upload it when you're finished. Have a great day.